Hi, and welcome to the Talking Therapies Centre podcast. My name's Jen.
And I'm Bethan. So I thought today it's really appropriate, because this is the start of something new, that we're going to have a chat about new beginnings and maybe what that means and the process of new beginnings, and what that is and what that means in our kind of humanness to start something new.
Feels timely, doesn't it? Because this is a new journey for us that we're going on here, but also as a centre really, and as a clinic, but also the time of year, spring, and something about new life, new beginnings. What comes up for you when you hear that word, new beginnings?
New beginnings. I think you've just hit it for me. That spring, when the sun starts to shine on the ground and it just awakens things, and you can see the trees are becoming that rich shade of green, and the cherry blossoms are arriving, and the sprouts, well, the tulips and the daffodils and the hyacinths, and I love God.
Wouldn't have guessed. I can tell that there's sensory delight for you in spring, and I think spring is a beautiful time of year, isn't it? And I know for me, as you were talking, there's something about new beginnings equals hope.
Hope.
Yeah.
When you said that, I feel like I got this tingling, that's what it is. It's hope of a new cycle and hope of a new path, a new journey, a new season.
I think given the global pandemic of the last 2 years, I know for me anyway, that I think the idea of hope is really precious anyway, I think, to the human psyche, all of us, but I think especially given the global pandemic and the losses that there's been and the difficulties that there's been, actually that need for the idea of hope and new beginnings and possibility and change is really precious. And I don't know about you, but I'm still in that phase of, as much on the one hand, it's life back to normal, there is still a part of me which is really still relishing and grateful for the opportunity to just walk down the street and just to go to a shop, rather than being housebound.
A couple of weeks ago, I went to a wellness festival and we were in this tent and we're all next to each other on yoga mats, and we did this amazing breath work and so many other things, but I sat there thinking, oh my gosh, we've not had this chance. And that hope, just sit there thinking, oh my gosh, this is a kind of start of a new stage for us living life differently post-pandemic as well, because I think now we're in that stage of, it feels very much behind us, but we're still maybe a little bit tentative in some places.
And also thinking about, so that's what, for me, went from hope and beginnings and the need for that, especially I think after the global pandemic, but just in general, the idea of new beginnings. I mean, I don't know what all that's about, but I notice that come spring, I do actually want to spring clean my house.
Oh my god!
And declutter. That's a thing. What is that?
100%.
What is that?
There is so much research out there that correlates with cluttered environment and mental health. There is, I'll put some research studies in the description. Fantastic. But there are so many facets to our environment and how much it links to our mental health. It's so important. And I too get that. I'm like, right, I just need to get rid of all this stuff.
So what's coming up for me as you say that, so about in the new beginning is also an opportunity for us to let go of that which no longer serves us. So as much as in maybe a new beginning, there's that energy and hope of moving forwards into a new chapter. It's also about taking that moment to get really conscious perhaps of what we're letting go, whether that be like 10 billion socks we don't need anymore, or a relationship, or a time of our life. I don't know what your thoughts are.
There's a sense, I'm noticing this feeling of release, like you said let go, in order to kind of maybe move forward, or be more present where we are. There's this maybe a necessity to kind of let go of the things that are in our environment, in our minds, that aren't serving us. They're taking a lot of energy which may not be of benefit to us, and not replenishing what we need to be able to thrive.
Yeah, there was something about you when you said that. This saying came to me. I have no idea where I read this or I picked it up, but something about like, don't let people, places, things, events like take up space in your memory rent free. Now I know that's I think it would be lovely, wouldn't it, for us all to say, I just want to erase that memory, perhaps. I'm not saying, I don't think it's as simple as that, but I do think that, again, maybe there's something quite hopeful about the idea of us getting quite conscious about what we mentally want to give attention to and allow space in our consciousness and our feelings. I'm not sure it's always that easy just to say I don't want to feel that and that, but I also think there's something quite hopeful about saying, well, what I would like to move towards in this new beginning is I'd like to feel less full of anger or resentment or whatever that difficult experience is, to make space for, I don't know, peace, joy.
And for me, like, I think what you were just saying then about like, how can I move through this anger or resentment, resistance, and to be able to create space. But how do we move through that? What is it that we do to actually move toward in that process to be able to?
How do we let go?
How do we let go? How do we release?
Well, if you could all pop your answers below, then we'll be really rich here. What comes up for me in this work that I do with people, and I work integratively, and I'm very what I call process directive, meaning I'm always really curious about someone's self-process, like what helps them tick, what appears to keep them stuck. And I think we're all so different, which is why for some people meditation's key, yoga's key, nutrition's key, faith, religion, maybe therapy, different types of therapy. So when you talked about how do we let go, I think it's a really individual journey. For some people it's so emotional. Perhaps for other people it's a bit more thinky based. I don't know.
What is it for you? If you're happy to share.
Yeah, no, I am. What helps me let go?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, how long have we got, people? What helps me let go? Readiness is the word that came. I think for me, it depends what it is.
Yeah.
But I know for me, I'm just going to take a habit that I don't like. Maybe I procrastinate on putting my washing away or something. I'd really like to let go of that and have a bit more something about me. That's maybe a daft example. Or maybe a better example is a hurt. You know, I'm feeling hurt about something, but and I want to let it go, but I'm perhaps not ready to. And I think this, for me, what I've come to see in my letting go journey is I've got to feel ready to do it. And sometimes I need to feel that hurt, or I need to feel the resistance of that unwanted habit, or I've got to feel my anger sufficiently such that I can say, yeah, I can release that now. What about you?
I resonate with that.
Do you?
I think the first thing that comes up for me in anything is, am I feeling this? Or am I kind of pushing it to one side and getting the remnants, but I'm not actually in it?
Like you're saying you're letting it go, but I'm not
there existing in that pain. in the capacity that it probably needs.
Right.
And until that I become aware of that and actually bring it in, it's a sort of kind of maybe surrendering to those feelings and actually sitting in that experience for me to move forward.
Oh, what just came to me is leaning in to let go.
Leaning in to let
Yeah.
go.
Like leaning in, you know what, I think many of us, I think a part of the subconscious mind is we want to move away from pain and towards pleasure. I think that's just really human, right?
Oh, totally.
And so I think when we've got difficult experiences, all of us, well, I'll just speak for me because I don't want to speak to everyone, but I know for me, I want to move away from that. I don't want to feel that, but innocently, I know it's a well said saying, but what we resist persists. So the more that I'm kind of like, I don't want to feel that, I don't want to feel that, I don't want to feel that, I want to let that resentment and anger go, and I just kind of want to feel happy, peaceful, and have equanimity in my life. But innocently, the more I'm doing this, I'm kind of keeping it.
It's still there. It's like, I feel like there's a metaphor here. It feels like maybe like a ball on a chain.
Yeah.
And you're trying to move forward, but my leg's stuck because it's stuck to my leg and I can't move because it's still there.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, is it about spending some time and acknowledging that you've got that there? I don't want this. I don't want this weight here. I don't want this here. So maybe talk about new beginnings and letting go, but maybe part of what could help people, I think it's a deeply individual thing, is leaning into that which we no longer want so we can release it. You know, I think Confucius said, wasn't it, is the way out is through.
The way out is through.
I think.
Yeah, no, I think that's right, yeah.
Otherwise.
It's funny that because we started on new beginnings, but I feel like we've kind of gone backwards in a sense of what can we do before we enter that new beginning.
We've sort of gone to, isn't that interesting, that we've sort of gone to, in order to do the new beginning, like that pre-contemplation.
Pre-contemplation.
Yeah.
What is required for us to actually start this? What is required of us as people, as humans, to move, to be able to start our new beginning, our new initiative?
What you asked me about what helps me let go, and I'm going to really think about that, and we'd really welcome your comments on what helps you let go of what insights you've got around this. But I would ask you about what helps you with a new beginning, a new initiative.
I think you brought up the hope. So when hope, when there's that glimmer of hope, for me that is like a match. And the way I am a very excitable person, and if someone if I experience a glimmer of hope, I'm like, I will.
You feel that. You feel that in a very visceral way.
Very much. I feel like my whole body gets excited, and I'm like, my heart's pumping, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here, I'm ready, let's go. What? So for me, in that new beginning, I'm very much an excitable person I will take the ball and I'll run 100 miles an hour.
So there's an energy and a motivation that ignites in you.
But if I've got this fire momentum, I'm go, 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 go. And because I'm go, 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 maybe I don't stop to just breathe.
Yeah.
I think there's an element of being scared to breathe, because then I'll get stuck into the thought process, and then I get stuck there and I can't move.
Right. You get stuck in here.
Yeah. And that would be the same beforehand as well. Like if I think about something, if I think about this new thing, and I think and I think and I think, I can't. It's like a resistance, body and mind, which I can't move out of.
Yeah.
So it feels like if I don't think about it and I just go with what's here, go with my gut, then I can get moving.
If you think too much, you get stuck.
I need a therapist.
Well, what's your process with a new beginning?
It's about hope.
Yeah.
that's the hope and motivation. I think those for me are quite entwined, but that helps me in my process of a new beginning.
That hope, I got an image of like a match, but like that hope ignites an energy in you, and you can run with that. That creates some momentum. But if you get in here, right, okay,
yeah.
So for you, it sounds important in your new beginnings to trust that ignition.
Yeah, trust my gut, trust that ignition, trust that light match, and run with it. Like, yeah.
And I think that is a really interesting topic as well about new beginnings, because I don't know about you, but I know when I'm starting a therapy journey with somebody, and one of the key things that I feel is I'm about to go on a journey with someone, and they've come here because they've got a problem in some way. So first of all, it's like defining the problem in whatever language is meaningful to them, that person, and then also an idea of where that person wants to get to. So one of the questions I'll often ask people is like, how are we going to know that our time together has been helpful? Because talking's great, isn't it? Reflection's great, and I love that. I'll be here for that all day long. And for me, when that person goes out, I want them to take something with them that goes beyond the therapy room. So I don't know about how you work, but one of the things that I will make an invitation of is for us to get clear about where do we think we're heading for. And I think innocently many of us go about that idea of goal setting or a new beginning or this idea that we want to move to something, and I think many of us can say, I just don't want to feel like this anymore, I just don't want to be so depressed, I just want to be happy. And when we say it in those terms, it can be quite vague. Like, how do we know we've got there? Just interesting talking about new beginnings. A powerful part of it is our languaging around that and our views around that. Because when people come and say, I just don't want to feel depressed and sad and hopeless anymore, I'll say, what do you want to feel instead? So it's that idea of what we want to let go of and release instead. And for some people, actually, that defining what that is can be really difficult. And I think the way we go about defining it is important, because that idea isn't that the subconscious doesn't understand negatives. So if I said, do not think of a purple elephant on a blue ice cube, do not think of a purple elephant on a blue ice cube.
Purple elephant on a blue ice cube.
Yeah. So when we kind of say, like, I just don't want to be depressed anymore, I just don't want to be stuck anymore, Jen, I just don't want to see myself do the same habit a million times, like the mind is just hearing that. So it's like, well, let's create an image of what we do want.
Yeah, what do you want? What do you want to feel?
Yeah.
And for me, that is a mind and body experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very psychosomatic. Like,
and that comes back to, does that, I suppose, the individuality of change and new beginnings. Like, some people, it might be quite metric.
Yeah.
It might be, I want to be going to the gym 3 times a week. I want this. I want that. But measurable. Quite measurable,
yeah.
and left brain and logical, like we really will know when we get there because we can tick it off. Whereas for other people, that doesn't ignite them, that doesn't excite them, that might feel very flat. So it does need to be more of a visceral, emotional goal of when you wake up in the morning, what do you want to feel?
What do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning?
What's the realistic answer? And then there's like my hopeful answer, so I'll go with both. I want to feel rested. That's really important. Like, I'm on a journey at the moment with allowing more rest. I've got an inner worker that I have to keep an eye on. So I like to feel rested and ready. Going back to ready, like ready to wake up, ready for my day, as opposed to like, oh please can I just press snooze for 5 more minutes,
another hour?
Yeah, that's what's going to me. I'd like to feel rested, ready, and eager for the day.
Energized.
Mm.
Yeah.
Rested and energized. What about you? Yeah.
That kind of match in the morning.
That speaks to you that much.
It really does. It's I've got this little image of just literally striking a match, and it's just, yeah, I can feel kind of, it's, although it's very small, I can feel the heat from it.
Yeah.
Like,
So something small can generate a lot of energy.
Yeah, it can. Oh, it's so good.
That's going to therapist moment. Does that speak to you?
It does, yeah. But something very small can generate a lot of energy. Someone gave me a book the other day. There's a quote on the front that says, small people can still do great things. We don't have to have this massive presence in the world. We as whoever individuals, we can create the change. I mean, obviously that's quite a lot to do with the environment when it comes to Greta Thunberg. But for me, that spoke to me in a sense of like what I do.
Yeah.
As my career. And
so interesting when you said just an hour. And I'm going to be biased because we're therapists, but well, I'll just speak for me. You know, that idea of being really present with someone for an hour, and that hour being about that person and really listened to with every cell of your body, and you really holding that person and their well-being and their journey and where they want to get to. I mean, wow. You know, it's, and I know I'm being biased here, but I suppose what I'm trying to get to is those small things, those moments of human meeting really can mean so much, can't they? I know in times where I, you know, struggled with my life and or I had a difficult time, and you know, just that kindness from someone, or just that smile, or just like my favourite mug with my coffee, it means so much.
Those small things generate a lot of energy.
Yeah.
A lot of, wow. I don't like to put things into positive and negative, because I feel like, you know, everything's necessary, but it is those like small kind of moments of positive energy. It's really, it's necessary.
Yeah, so I like what you said there about it all being necessary, because it really only is through experiencing struggle and suffering that we can know what it is to experience joy.
Oh, yeah. With an analogy not too long ago about the highs and lows of life, and it's like the heart rate, human heart rate, and you know, we live by this high and low. And the thing is, if we didn't have those high and lows, we flatlined.
So like life is that.
Life is that up and down. And
oh gosh, I love that.
If we flatline, we die. There's no, I mean, even that death doesn't need to be physical. That death could be in a sense of
existential.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's really spoken to me, that metaphor, because I know for me and people that I work with, a goal on a new beginning can be wanting to aim for equanimity, wanting to aim for that, but maybe there's something about we're missing the life then somehow. Like that is the variability is life.
And it's, look at our cycles of life, look at the seasons of life, but it's not all like this. We let's say we go from winter, we go up into spring, into summer, and then it comes back down. And it's the same with, you know, the menstrual cycle as well, lunar cycles, and the rhythm of life, the rhythm of life, our circadian rhythms, everything. Nothing is this straight plateau line, but often we, like you said, we have that goal. To be, our theme was new beginnings, but we ended up going back, leaning in to let go. What can we release in order to move into the process of our new beginnings, and what it means to be alive. The rhythm and the cycles of life. And it actually isn't that often.
It's time. It's time for a new beginning. And you asked me, didn't you, about what helps me let go. I said readiness, and so things we spoke about in New Beginnings today was about the readiness for that, what we're letting go of for that new beginning to happen, like you were saying, about defining what it is that we're moving towards in a way that really ignites us. And for some people, that might be that seemingly small matchstick, like that's enlivening and motivating. But for other people in the new beginning, the defining the goal, it might need to be like a wow goal. And it kind of gets that ball rolling in a sense. Yeah. So I think I don't know about you, but what I picked up a lot from today is about the depth of new beginnings and how individual it is. Really is. And how, for some people it might be about big gains, big steps, big action, but for someone else it might be really just the small things all threaded together. Another kind of an appreciation for that as well. I think often when we think about those big goals, and that's not to say that's not wrong, that's wrong to think about that. Everything is necessary. That was like that. It all being necessary. So the new beginning's necessary, but so is the ending. I've enjoyed this conversation today. It's given me a lot to think about. You too. I'm really leaning into let go. That's what stayed with you. Yeah, that's what's staying with me right now. What do you think new beginnings are? Just gone through our summary of what stayed with us, but we'd be really interested to hear what has stayed with you. And also we're really welcoming up with kind of thoughts on future podcast topics. Very much so. If there's anything you want us to cover, that is, it doesn't have to be literally to do with mental health and therapy in a sense of what can I expect from CBT. We're talking about what it means to be human. Like it's things that we're not really sure about, or things that we want to explore. It's and we welcome about CBT too. Oh yeah, of course. Oh my god, no. No. If you want to know, I can't do that. Don't ask that. Oh yeah. That's it for today. Our new beginning, our new initiative has officially started. Yeah. Oh. Okay. So, here's to the and so we'll see you soon. Well, bye-bye from me. And goodbye from me. All right. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye.